For the first time since this fire emergency began, we may be getting some help from the weather. Some rain has already fallen in Conception Bay North, with more potentially on the way today and tomorrow. Fire crews are expecting it to be a good day for fire suppression. At this morning's provincial government briefing, Premier John Hogan described the all-out battle that fire crews are waging on many separate fronts in this province. The Kingston fire in Conception Bay North remains the largest fire by far, growing by more than 2,000 hectares since yesterday, now almost 9,000 hectares in total. Sadly, this fire has reached the community of Northern Bay. Of course, what many people really want are updates on their homes and other structures in this area that may have been lost due to fire. Premier Hogan addressed those concerns this morning.
Again, I need to be very clear that it is next to impossible to determine how many structures have been lost due to the extreme fire behavior and the smoke and the danger of trying to make that assessment right now. So, of course, when we get through this, we will be able to accurately assess what has been damaged and what has been lost in these communities. But I know people are continuing to ask. So the number right now, to a best approximation, is that there's potentially up to or around 100 structures, 100 homes that have been lost due to the Kingston fire.
Sadly, Hogan did say that one of the structures that may have been lost or damaged is one of the schools in the Kingston area. Of course, with the school year about to begin, that may mean a change in where some of those students go to school this September. Hogan says there will be more details on that tomorrow. Elsewhere in the province, the fire at Paddy's Pond, burning near St. John's, has seen virtually no change since yesterday. There is some, once again, hope that the weather will help today with a change in the winds forecast that could help to drive the fire away from the city and into Paddy's Pond. However, Premier Hogan says rumors yesterday on social media that this fire is out are not accurate and that the Paddy's Pond fire remains out of control. In central Newfoundland, the Martin Lake fire has more than doubled in size since yesterday, now more than 2,000 hectares. At the time of this morning's briefing, the fire was just 16 kilometers from the town of Grand Falls, Windsor, a mere 130 meters from the Bay d'Espoir highway. That highway remains closed today, and Premier Hogan says residents should expect it to remain closed for at least a couple days more. Earlier this week, the RNC in St. John's responded to several small brush fires in downtown. Today, a 20-year-old man was charged with arson and slapped with 3 separate $50,000 fines from the province. On the west coast of Newfoundland, another individual was also hit with a $50,000 fine, this time for having a campfire. Finally, Premier Hogan and Minister Haggie had some harsh words for people who have been abusing the province's fire tip line. Let's take a listen.
People are calling public servants and berating them and criticizing them for decisions that the government has made. That is totally unacceptable. And to have people use this and tie up resources to vent their ridiculous and unfair and ugly and angry comments at public servants is completely unacceptable, and it's not who we are as Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, and that needs to stop.
And for those assholes who were on the phone yesterday talking crap to our staff, stop it. You're the same people who trolled us during COVID, and it was unacceptable then, and it's unacceptable now.
So a lot of anger and frustration and anxiety and sadness with the current situation, but with the change in the weather forecast, there is some hope as well. Goudie, CBC News, St. John's.